Hey everyone, welcome back to Financial Futures. I hope you're all having an absolutely fantastic day so far. If you've been keeping up with the channel, you know that big changes are on the horizon for Social Security beneficiaries, including those receiving SSI, SSDI, and retirement benefits. We're talking about the highly anticipated cost of living adjustment, COLA, for 2025, and trust me, it's going to be a hot topic next week as we get some key data to give us a clearer picture of what's coming. Alright, now let's dive into the important stuff: what the upcoming Social Security increase might look like and what you need to know about it. Now, before we get into the actual numbers and dates that are going to shape your benefits, there's something that I really need to share with all of you. It's not directly related to Social Security increases, but it's something that could impact your finances if you're not careful. Scammers are getting more and more creative every day, and right now there's a new Social Security scam going around that's been catching a lot of people off guard. Let me explain what's happening. You might receive an email or letter that looks official. It has the Social Security logo, a case number, and everything. It might even claim that your Social Security number has been temporarily suspended due to suspicious activity. They'll provide a case ID and a phone number to contact an officer who will supposedly help you get things resolved. It all looks very legitimate, but make no mistake, this is a scam. The Social Security Administration never reaches out to people this way, especially by email or phone calls asking for personal information. If you get something like this, do not call the number or provide any details. It's best to report it. And if you're concerned, you can always contact the official Social Security number directly. You'll find that on their website, not in a suspicious letter. I know scams like this target some of the most vulnerable people, so if you know someone who could fall for something like this, share this video with them and help spread the word. Alright, now that we've covered that important warning, let's move on to the big news you're all here for: Social Security increases. So, what's happening next week, and why is it important? Well, mark your calendars for September 11. That's the day when the Bureau of Labor Statistics will release the latest Consumer Price Index (CPI) data, specifically for the month of August. Why is this important? Because the CPI is the key metric used to determine how much the cost of living adjustment, COLA, will be for Social Security benefits next year. Now, if you're not familiar with how COLA works, let me break it down. Every year, Social Security benefits are adjusted to reflect changes in the cost of living, which is basically a measure of inflation. The higher inflation is, the more your benefits will increase to help you keep up with rising prices on things like food, gas, and healthcare. This is crucial because without these adjustments, your benefits would lose value over time. The COLA is determined using a specific formula based on the CPIW, which is the Consumer Price Index for urban wage earners and clerical workers. Essentially, the government compares the inflation data from the third quarter of the current year, that's July, August, and September, with the same period from the previous year. So, the numbers we're going to see next week will give us 2 out of the 3 months of data we need to make a good estimate of what the 2025 increase will be. Let's talk numbers. The Senior Citizens League, which tracks these trends closely, has already released a prediction that the COLA for 2025 will be 2.6%. Now, this might seem low compared to last year's 3.2%, but keep in mind that inflation is cooling off a bit. So, while this is a smaller increase, it's still going to provide a bit of extra cushion for your monthly benefits. To put it in perspective, if you're a retired worker receiving the average monthly benefit of $1,997, a 2.6% increase would add about $50 to your check, bringing your total up to $2,047 per month. If you're receiving Supplemental Security Income (SSI), the maximum individual benefit is currently $914 per month, and with a 2.6% increase, you'll see that rise to about $968. For couples receiving SSI, the increase would bring your total benefits from $1,371 to $1,452. Of course, these are just estimates, and the final numbers will depend on the data we get next week and in October when the full third quarter data is released. But right now, it looks like 2.6% is a solid prediction. But there's another factor we need to consider: Medicare Part B premiums. As you might know, Medicare premiums tend to rise every year, and if the increase in your premiums is larger than the COLA, it can eat into your Social Security raise. For 2025, it's predicted that Medicare Part B premiums will go up by 5.9%, bringing the monthly premium from about $174 to $185. Now, let's say your Social Security benefits go up by $50, but your Medicare premiums rise by $10. That means the net increase you'll actually see in your pocket is only $40. So, while it's great that benefits are increasing, rising healthcare costs could offset part of that increase for many people. So, what's the takeaway? While the 2.6% COLA might not be as high as we've seen in previous years, it's still a positive adjustment that will help offset some of the effects of inflation. However, the rise in Medicare premiums means that some beneficiaries might not feel the full impact of that increase. We'll have to wait for the final numbers in October to know for sure. Now, I want to hear from you. Would a 2.6% increase be enough to help you cover your expenses? Or do you feel like it's not enough given the current cost of living? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I always love reading your insights and hearing how these changes impact you. And that's a wrap for today's video. If you found this information helpful, I'd really appreciate it if you could give this video a thumbs up. And if you're new here, consider subscribing to Financial Futures for more updates on Social Security, retirement planning, and personal finance tips. We've got a lot of great content coming up, and I don't want you to miss out. Thanks for tuning in today, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay safe, stay informed, and as always, keep building your financial future.